Need a video idea, need a video idea, give me a video idea. Yep, that's not gonna take too long. Yeah, that took way longer than I expected. Woof woof! Hey guys, it's me Marcus, aka the Mad Dog, and we're back with another video. Now we're only a few months into this year and there's already a good number of Marvel omnibuses that we've got to look forward to on the horizon. And one that I know a significant amount of this community are hyped for is the Venomnibus by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. But around a similar time that was announced, we got the solicitation for the King In Black Omnibus. Now King In Black is pretty much the culmination of Donny Cates' run on Venom. It's pretty much impossible to finish out his run without ending up reading this event. And this seems to have got a few people confused. Do you need to buy this book? Do you need to buy that book? Can you just buy the 3 hardcovers, and does Absolute Carnage have anything to do with this? So first up, we're going to look at the contents of both books, and we're going to start with the Venomnibus by Donny Cates. This currently has a cover price of $125 and is estimated to be released on July 26th. And I say estimated because of the fact that Marvel hasn't really been punctual with the release date of a lot of these books. But it's better than being cancelled. And from that solicitation, it's due to include issues 1 to 35 of the 2018 Venom series, the Venom Annual number 1, Web of Venom v Nam, Carnage Born and Wraith, along with issues 1 to 5 of the Absolute Carnage event and also issues 1 to 5 of King In Black. Material from the Free Comic Book Day issues from 2019 and 2020, along with some material from incoming issue 1 and Carnage Black, White and Blood issue 2. So it was already quite a stacked book, and you're probably wondering to yourself that if it includes issues 1 to 5 in King In Black, why would you need to pick up that separate omnibus? Especially because of the fact that this is $25 more than the Venomnibus and is scheduled to be released the week after it on August 2nd. So at least if you're somebody who gets paid beginning of the month, you at least get a payday before both of these books happen. But get your pillows at the ready because the contents list for this one is very whammy. I think this might actually be the biggest Marvel omnibus that they're printing so far this year, and it's due to include King In Black issues 1 to 5, King In Black Immortal Hulk, Iron Man Doctor Doom, Black Knight, Marauders, Black Panther, Captain America, Wiccan and Hulkling, Spider-Man, Scream and Ghost Rider. Also, it's going to include issues 1 to 3 of King In Black Gwen vs Carnage, the 5 issues of King In Black Namor, the 3 issues of King In Black Planet of the Symbiotes, and spoiler alert, I think they find the Statue of Liberty at the end of that one. You've also got the 4 issues of King In Black Return of the Valkyries, King In Black Thunderbolts issues 1 to 3, Symbiote Spider-Man King In Black issues 1 to 5, the first 3 issues of the 2020 Black Cat series, Daredevil issues 26 to 27, issue 10 from the 2019 Deadpool series, issues 29 and 30 from the Fantastic Four, Guardians of the Galaxy issue 10, Miles Morales Spider-Man issue 23, S.W.O.R.D issues 2 to 4. Yeah, I know you can call it Sword, I'm taking the piss. Savage Avengers issues 17 to 19, which I think is going to be the first time that this series is collected in hardcover, and it definitely needs its own omnibus. And that actually recently featured in my Where to Start Punisher, so make sure you check that out if you're interested. You've also got issues 7 to 8 of Spider-Woman, the Union issues 1 to 2, and Venom issues 31 to 34, along with the King In Black Handbook. Yeah, and if you didn't fall asleep whilst I was reading through that list, that is an absolutely mammoth amount of books. But if you were interested in picking up either of these books, I definitely recommend getting them from the channel's sponsor, Organic Price Books. They've got great packaging, fast shipping, and amazing customer services, and if you use code WOOFWOOF, you'll get $2 off your order. And if you're ordering 3 or more books and you want them to be delivered together, make sure you use code WOOFWOOF, ship it together for 5% off your entire order. Don't worry, you can just copy and paste them from the description down below and you can use these codes as many times as you like. But between those 2 books alone, if it is that maybe you pre-order all your books at once and you're just not sure if you need both of these, you would already be double dipping on King In Black issues 1 to 5 and Venom issues 31 to 34. So that's already going to be 9 issues that are included in both of these books, and it might be that you don't want that to be the case, because that's just shy of 20% of the Venomnibus to begin with. Instead, you might be interested in going for these oversized hardcovers that have been released in 3 volumes. Volume 1, which you can see over my shoulder here, collected Venom issues 1 to 12, Volume 2 collected issues 16 to 25, and Volume 3, which I haven't managed to get my hands on yet, collects material from the Free Comic Book Day issue in 2020, and issues 26 to 35 of Donny Cates' Venom run. So that is also an option that is on your table, that you can still get this in an oversized format without needing to buy either of these omnibuses. But but as you probably already noticed there, you're missing issues 13 to 15, all of Absolute Carnage, and also all of King in Black. And that's why it's a little bit difficult to give you a straight recommendation, because you do actually have a few options at this point. And it might be the case that you picked up a few of these oversized hardcovers and now you're wondering what your best option is. Then if you haven't done so already, I think you would also have to consider buying something like the Absolute Carnage Omnibus. Now, I'm not going to go through the entire contents of this one because of the fact that it's already been out for over a year, but it is still something that you might want to pick up if it is that you just want to get the oversized hardcovers. That would then tick that box, and you're only really going to double dip on a couple of issues of Venom, specifically issues 16 to 20, which are included in volume 2 of the deluxe editions, but you will still get the 5 issues of the Absolute Carnage event, which is something that you wouldn't be picking up if you were just getting the deluxe editions over that Venomnibus. But it might be the case that you're somebody who wants to pick up every single omnibus and it's your money at the end of the day, you can do what you want with it. But just note that if you were to pick up the Venomnibus by Donny Cates, the Absolute Carnage Omnibus, and the King in Black Omnibus, you will be double dipping on King in Black issues 1 to 5, Venom issues 16 to 20, and also 31 to 34, along with Absolute Carnage issues 1 to 5. So just looking at it on the surface, it would appear that the Venomnibus by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman is probably the best value for money. However, if you do already maybe have a volume or 2 of these oversized hardcovers, then you might have a bit of a difficult time getting that same value for money, because of the fact that you would either have to keep these on your shelf and then know that you've permanently double dipped, or it could be the case that you try and sell them, but most people would probably now want the omnibuses. So if you're not too bothered about seeing that omnibus logo on the spine, I think I found a much more cost-effective way for you to get this series. And if anything, I think that there's 3 really viable options that you've got in this situation. So firstly, you can have all 3 of the oversized hardcovers and then just pick up Absolute Carnage and King in Black. And you might be thinking to yourself, what about issues 13 and 15 that were missing between volume 1 and volume 2? Well, if you have this whammy boy, the War of the Realms omnibus, then you've already got them. This is something that I find quite ironic because of the fact that the Venomnibus that's coming out has been listed as being done by Donny Cates. And yes, that is true for the most part, but issues 13 to 15 were a War of the Realms crossover that was written by Cullen Bunn. It didn't really have much of an impact on the main Venom storyline, and in all honesty, I didn't even notice that there was issues missing, mainly because of the fact that I'm not too great at counting. So you might already have this book on your shelves and you're like me and you're waiting for the Thor by Jason Aaron omnibuses to catch up so that you can read this in order, and you're not really going to be missing out too much on any part of this Venom storyline. Now at the minute, that would only really be cost effective if you have already got War of the Realms, volume 1 and maybe volume 2 of the oversized hardcovers, and also the Absolute Carnage omnibus. Otherwise, you might be paying an overall steeper price because of the fact that you've got a lot of catching up to do. So I think one of the last 2 options would be better for you if you haven't got any of this Venom run. The next option is that you can just buy everything. As long as you've got the money, never go bankrupt for this hobby. It's really not worth it to that extent, because all you get is people on the internet telling you that you're wrong, so I don't really know what the financial incentive is. I think volume 1 of the oversized hardcovers is getting a little bit difficult to get, so I would just recommend going for the omnibus instead. And even though you will be double dipping on just shy of 20 or so issues that we talked about earlier in this video, you will at least have everything, and there's not a chance that anything's going to be missing as far as I'm aware. But I understand that not everyone's in the same financial situation, so if it is that maybe you're a bit strapped for cash and you're just wondering which the best way is going to be for you, and this is pretty much going to guarantee that I've not got a chance of working for Marvel in the future, because I'm really shooting myself in the foot here by saying that you can just buy the Venomnibus. Now, as much of an event apologist as I am, I understand that not all of those tie-in issues are going to be great, but the Venomnibus pretty much has everything that you need for it. It's the main run that's the most important part, and I also think it's quite appealing to have all of that, including these 2 events, just in one hardcover. If you were to just pick up the Absolute Carnage Omnibus or King in Black, you might be a little bit confused because you are reading partway through that run. So even though I think that all 3 of those options are great, mainly because of the fact that I was the one that suggested them, if you do already have the oversized hardcovers, I think you're pretty safe in just keeping them and getting these 2 event omnibuses. And if you don't really want to be spending a lot of money on the same thing, then I would just go for the main book. But I guess that's the video, and until next time, just make sure that you stay safe and stay mad, all you dogs. Woof woof! See you at the next video.